Hello, my friends. So I know things look a little bit different today. Normally I am coming to you from my office at Riverside Realty Services, sharing with you all things real estate from buying and selling. But I thought I would invite you into my home to share some different things with you today. Part of the joy of being a real estate professional is the fact that we have these really great, amazing customers that truly become friends. And we get to watch them take this shell of a house and turn it into these really amazing homes that are filled with fantastic memories and traditions and all the things that make up their own personal family. So in the Rich family household, which is pure chaos most of the time, part of our Christmas tradition is we bake. Nothing good for you, I should say. Everything is full of sugar and fat and all the things that you're not supposed to have, but they are filled with so much love. And we share all of these treats with our friends and families. So I thought today I would share some of that tradition with you and show you how to make one of my kids' very, very favorite recipes, which is called Christmas crack. It is super simple. It has just a few ingredients in the recipe, and it is uber delicious. And the reason why they call it Christmas crack is not only because when it is done, you crack it apart, because it is literally so good that you cannot stop eating it. So join me today and let's get started. So I told you this is a super simple recipe. You literally need 2 sticks of butter, a sleeve of saltine crackers, about a cup of firmly packed brown sugar, and then you need chocolate, good chocolate. Do not use like Kisses, because they are coated with something on the outside, like a stabilizer, that doesn't allow them to melt quite as easily. So first thing that you're going to do is you are going to take a pan that has aluminum foil on it, and you just lay out your saltines in a layer, flat layer. And my pan that I use all the time takes an entire sleeve of crackers, and you just lay them out all nice and pretty. And then once you get them all laid out, you are going to take and cook or melt your butter and your sugar together. It doesn't take very long, but you just melt all that together on the stove and get that combined, and then you are going to pour it on top of these saltine crackers, and it is going to make the most delicious Christmas treat. Like, I can't get these separated correctly. I think there's an extra one somehow. Okay, so, and mine do not line up uber perfectly, like they just fit on here just so. And I'm just going to go with the fact that they gave me 2 extra crackers, because normally they do work really well. So let's do the butter and the sugar, and then we'll pour it on top of here, and then we pop it in a hot oven for 5 minutes, and then we do some more magic. Okay, so we are gonna take, and I have room temperature butter. It takes 2 sticks of room temperature butter, and you're just going to take and melt those on the stove, and then add in your brown sugar and swirl it around real quick until it's a good consistency. You don't actually want to boil this, you just want to combine everything together. And then you have your brown sugar that you want to add in once you have melted all of your butter. And did you know that brown sugar is actually just regular white sugar with molasses in it. And then powdered sugar is just regular granulated sugar that has been ground up and sent through like a food processor. So you're ever out of either of those, you can make your own, which I did not know that, but I find it fascinating. So while that sugar and butter are warming up and melting together, you want to take your chocolate, and I use just a semi-sweet chocolate, but you want to take your chocolate and you want to chop it all up, because as soon as it comes out of the oven, you are going to pour it over the top. And you know the recipe calls for a double boiler. I don't do all that now. I just take a bowl and put it on top of one of my pots and make it into my own little double boiler. So this is done, and all we're going to do is pour it over the top of our saltines and kind of layer that on top just like so. And you just make sure it goes all flat. There's not much to this recipe, like I said, but you just want to make sure it goes all over the top of your saltines. And gets all nice and ooey gooey over the top of everything. Okay, 5 minutes. Now we are going to put our chocolate in the double boiler that I have. And like I said, I do just a makeshift double boiler because I do not have one. So mine is literally just a pot with water in the bottom, and then I have a metal bowl that I put on top of that, and voila, double boiler. Okay, here's my double boiler. That's all there is to it. On stove, we're going to keep an eye on that, and as soon as that is done, we're going to pop that chocolate on top, and you can top it with coconut flakes. We love just doing coarse granulated salt at our house, do some little salt and sweet, or you can do nuts, or you can do peppermint, or whatever your heart desires. Okay, once you get this out of the oven, you just literally take your chocolate and pour it over the top of your little crackers, and it makes kind of like a toffee type consistency. You just pour that over the top and layer it over, because you just want thin layers, because you do want this to be able to crack in half. And while everything is still nice and warm, whatever toppings you have chosen to put on there, you just go ahead and do those. Like I said, my family likes sea salt, so we just use a plain sea salt and just put it over the top. And then you just pop this in the freezer and let it freeze to a hard consistency. Crack it all up, make it into little bite-sized pieces, and share it with your friends and family. That's all there is to it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you try it. And if you do, let me know, give me a comment. And I hope you have a warm, joyous holiday season that you are able to share with all of your friends and family. See you next year.